Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. There's a special video on Fortnight current affair, also known as FCA. In this video, we'll be looking to 10 most important news for the entire fortnight that is relevant for both prelims and mains examination. This is Fortnight 1 for the month of July. Every month we release 2 fortnight. The first fortnight for every month is released on second Sunday, and the second fortnight for every month is released on fourth Sunday. The coverage of this news include 3 important aspects for the sources. The first being the Hindu, as are in the Indian Express, and the PIB. So from these 3 sources, the entire news be covered. And before I start, just to tell you the list of the topic that I'll be discussing one by one. These are the 10 important news that is relevant for this fortnight. I'll be discussing each of them one by one. Before I proceed, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. So starting with the first news, that is Business Reform Action Plan Report. Something again very important in terms of giving you an idea about the performances of the state in terms of ease of doing businesses. So according to the Business Reform Action Plan, which is also known as BRAP 2020, that was released recently by the Union Finance Minister, and it states that 7 states, which include Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Haryana, Karnataka, Punjab, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu, were categorized as a top achiever in terms of ease of doing business. So these states are the states where the ease of doing business ranking is very good, and even the FDI and even a lot more companies are investing, right? So performance wise, ये सारी states काफी अच्छी रहेंगी. And it has also ranked the other states and union territories under the Business Reform Action Plan. What is Business Reform Action Plan report? According to the Ministry of Commerce, Business Reform Action Plan reports include 301 reform points that cover 15 business regulatory, लाइक किस तरह से एक्सेस टू इंफॉर्मेशन है, सिंगल विंडो सिस्टम किस तरह से काम कर रही है, लेबर लॉज किस तरह के हैं, एनवायरनमेंट, सेक्टोरल रिफॉर्म एंड अदर रिफॉर्म्स स्पैनिंग द लाइफ साइकिल ऑफ द टिपिकल बिजनेस. So these are some of the major components which include the Business Reform Action Plan report. So what is the aim of this report? First, it called for boost investor confidence. It will look into the aspects of the investor confidence. Second, foster a business which is friendly in climate and nature. Basically, किस तरह की ambience provide की जाए business investors को ताकि वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा invest कर पाएं उस particular states में. Third is augmenting the ease of doing business across the country by introducing the element of healthy competitions through the system of assessing states based on their performance in the implementations of Business Reform Action Plan. So this is the main aim and rationale behind this report. Performances की अगर बात करें, as I've told you, some states have already done commendable job. Now some reference are there with regards to the achiever, top achiever and aspire. So top achievers की बात करें, हरियाणा, कर्नाटका, पंजाब and Tamil Nadu are the state which is categorized as a top performer, followed by the achiever states which include Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh. Now in the category of aspire, there are 3 important states, that is Goa, Assam and Kerala. उसके अलावा कुछ और states की बात करें, छत्तीसगढ़, झारखंड, Kerala and even Rajasthan and West Bengal are the part of the aspire categories. Now emerging business ecosystem की अगर बात करें, in the category of emerging business ecosystem, there are 11 state and union territories which include Delhi, Puducherry and Tripura. उसके अलावा और भी कुछ states हैं जो आप यहाँ पे पॉज करके वीडियो को आराम से पढ़ सकते हैं, विच इंक्लूड अंडमान, बिहार, चंडीगढ़, दमन एंड दीव, नादर एंड हवेली, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, मणिपुर, मेघालय, नागालैंड, त्रिपुरा आर द पार्ट ऑफ इट. Now World Bank approved loan to boost Indian road safety. So recently the World Bank has approved almost $2 million to $50 million loan support to the government of India in terms of promoting the road safety program. और इस प्रोग्राम के लिए जो 7 स्टेट्स हैं उनको बेनिफिट्स मिलेगी और एक विच विल हैव अ सिंगल एक्सीडेंट रिपोर्टिंग नंबर दैट विल बी इन टर्म्स ऑफ गेटिंग द पोस्ट क्रैश इवेंट्स की अगर बात करें या फिर जो रिपोर्टिंग है उस चीज को भी सुधारने में मदद मिलेगी. So this is how the project is backed by World Bank. If it is being asked in examination, which is the agency or the bank involved, so the correct answer will be the World Bank. Now, India's state report program for road safety की अगर बात करें, this is implemented in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal, and 250 million variable speed spread loan that is from the International Bank of Restructure Company, which will have a maturity of 18 years with a grace period of 5.5. So this is a time span upon which the amount could be returned back to the World Bank. Now, advantages की अगर बात करें इस प्रोजेक्ट की, this project will focus on strengthening and streamlining the management capabilities that will lead the agencies on the road safety. It will also reduce the accident on road crash. The project will establish a nationalized, harmonized crash database system, which will have analysis that will be used to construct the better road safety, roads, and even the policy. The project will provide incentives to the states to leverage private funding through public-private partnership concession on the pilot initiatives. Right, the pilot project के basis पे भी काम की जाएगी. Now, road crash के क्या impact हुए हमारे economy में? Although only 1% of the world vehicles are there in India, but India account for almost 10% of the road crash, and poor household bear higher proportion of socio-economic burden at the road crash. जहाँ पे ये दिखा गया है कि रोड क्रैश के बाद जो ट्रीटमेंट में वहाँ पे आउट ऑफ पॉकेट एक्सपेंसेस काफ़ी ज़्यादा हाई है. एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू द वर्ल्ड बैंक स्टडी, रोड क्रैश आर एस्टिमेटेड टू कॉस्ट इंडियन इकोनॉमी बिटवीन 5% to 7% of the GDP, which is again a higher in number. Now, NHRC advisory on the human right on the truck driver. This is again very important to ensure कि जो human right benefits हैं वो एक ट्रक ड्राइवर्स को भी मिले और भी जो बेसिक इम्यूनिटीज हैं वो उनको प्रोवाइड की जाए. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर जनरल स्टडीज पेपर 4 इन द इथिक्स पेपर. Now, National Human Rights Commission has recently issued an advisory to states, center, and union territories to protect the human right of commercial truck drivers. And the business and human rights group with other stakeholders has expressed serious concern over the plight of commercial truck drivers, जिन्होंने कुछ important suggestions, कुछ pragmatic solutions और एक implementation की बात की ऐसे safeguard की जो कि truck drivers के लिए helpful हो. Now, rationale behind the advisory, the National Human Rights Commission, while issuing the advisory, has observed कि जो commercial truck driver हैं उनके जो उन्होंने significantly contribute किया है Indian economy, because they are mostly in terms of transportation part, they are carrying goods from one place to another. So they have the right and entitlement that actually is not provided to them, right? तो कहीं ना कहीं वो एक disfragmented group में आते हैं और जो benefits, social benefits है वो भी उनको नहीं मिल पा रहे. The majority of truck drivers do not get the social security benefits like PF, health insurance, life insurance, gratuity. ये सारे benefits उनको नहीं मिलते हैं. Even they work for a longer hour, they have lack of inadequate rest, sleep, or non-availability of clean and healthy food because of the traveling. Now, focused area की बात की गई, the advisory has focused on 4 key area in the action plan by the center, state, and union territories. This 4 area include the protection of truck driver from exploitations, provision of amenities to the truck drivers, provision of social economic security, and last but not the least is physical and mental well-being of the commercial truck drivers. कुछ और recommendations जो कि NHRC ने दिए हैं, they have recommended to amend the Motor Vehicle Act 1988 to provide a mandatory purchase of the personal accident cover that should be not less than 15 lakh rupees for each truck driver, co-helper, and the commercial truck. Provide cashless treatment to the drivers, co-drivers जो injured हुए हैं उस accident में, उन सारे लोगों को cashless treatment की बात की गई है. Even to establish an equipped trauma center with a regular interval with highway to extend the emergency to the victim roads and extent. Other news, amendment in the Environment Protection Act. So recently the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has sought a feedback from the expert and other stakeholders to propose and decriminalize the existing provision under the Environmental Protection Act of 1986. Now, जो Environment Protection Act enact की गई थी 1986 में with an objective of providing the protection and improvement for the environment. So some exemption at current it is being given by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. तो लेटेस्ट प्रपोजल में क्या क्या बातें कही गई है? द मिनिस्ट्री हैज प्रपोज टू रिप्लेस द इम्प्रिजमेंट विथ मॉनिटरी पेनाल्टी फॉर द लेस सीवियर कॉन्ट्राडिक्शंस अंडर द ईपीए। तो अब जो पेनाल्टी है उनको फिनेंशियली मॉनिटरी पेनाल्टी लगाई जाएगी अपार्ट फ्रॉम द इट विल बी रिप्लेस फ्रॉम द imprisonment, तो jail would not be there. An overreaching law can supersede the environment laws such as Water Air Act that would be decriminalized. However, serious violation of the EPA will lead to the grievous injuries or loss of life that shall also be covered with the provision under the ENL, जो IPC है उनके अंदर. Accidentally, currently EPA provision will govern the penalties in the case of single-use plastic that come effect from 1st of July 2022. Now, Environmental Protection Fund की अगर बात करें, the amendment also proposed the creation for the Environmental Protection Fund, which amounts to the penalty that would be remitted. Restorations of Bani grassland, again something very important. This is important for prelims also. Even this question was already asked by the UPSC in the previous year. The Gujarat Forest Department has planned to restore 10,000 hectares of Bani grassland, which is coming एवरी ईयर. और अगर बात करें नेक्स्ट कमिंग डिकेड में बहुत ज़्यादा रिस्टोरेशंस की प्लान की गई है. द स्टेट प्लान फॉर द रिस्टोरेशन ऑफ ऑलमोस्ट 76,000 हेक्टेयर with an area of 2497 and it's a high biodiversity area covering almost 10,000 hectares over the past couple of years. Now, what is the restoration plan? The state plan on the restoration for 76,000 hectares of 2497 grassland which has a high biodiversity, and this is what for the couple of years they're planning. The Bani grassland was also flagged by the Prime Minister in his keynote during the speech which he made the United Nations high-level dialogue on desertification, land degradation and drought last year. तो इस तरह से ये बातें काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाती है. इंडिया ये कोशिश कर रही है that an endeavor to be made to reach the target of restoring 26 million hectares of degraded land by 2030. ना जोग्राफिकल एरिया की बात करें अगर बानी ग्रासलैंड की, किस तरह की इनकी जोग्राफिकल एरिया कहाँ कहाँ डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड है. सो इट इज़ ऑलमोस्ट इन द 8 डिस्ट्रिक्ट एंड 3 डिफरेंट क्लाइमेटिक रीजन, दैट इज कच्छ, सौराष्ट्र एंड सेंट्रल गुजरात. एंड मेजॉरिटी ऑफ ग्रासलैंड हैज़ 41%, दैट इज फाउंड इन द कच्छ डिस्ट्रिक्ट. एंड बानी ग्रासलैंड वॉज डिक्लेयर्ड एज अ प्रोटेक्टेड फॉरेस्ट in 1995 under the Indian Forest Act 1927. Now, Sweden and Finland signed a protocol to join NATO. Again, very significant amid the Ukraine crisis, which a war which is ongoing between Russia and Ukraine. इस टाइम पे जो expansion हो रही है NATO की, वो रशिया के लिए भी बहुत बड़ी concern हो. Now, the member of the state for the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, that is NATO, they have signed the accession protocol, where Finland and Sweden will be the part of it. और टर्की ने जो अपनी वीटो लगाई थी उसको लिफ्ट कर लिया है फॉर द एक्सपेंशन ऑफ द नॉर्डिक कंट्रीज. आई हैव ऑलरेडी गिवन यू द मैप ऑफ द नॉर्डिक कंट्रीज. यू चेक इट आउट. 5 इंपॉर्टेंट कंट्रीज है नॉर्डिक के, उसको आप जरूर देख लें. द मूव पे वेव्स फॉर विच इज एक्सपेक्टेड टू बी द लेंथी रेमिफिकेशंस एंड मस्ट यूनानिमसली बी देयर बाय द अलायंस ऑफ ऑल 30 मेंबर कंट्रीज. Now, the next step is for the approval that 2 countries membership in the legislative institutions of each member state. तो वहाँ के जो legislative process है वहाँ भी पास करवानी होगी, then only they can become the member countries. Now, shift in the European security, Finland and Sweden accession of the NATO would mark one of the biggest shift in the European security, जो कि पिछले कुछ दशकों में नहीं की गई है within the decade, and further increase Russia's strategic isolation in the wake of invasion of the neighborhood in the Ukraine, which was done in the February. Now, Sweden and Finland has expected to restrict on selling the weapon to the Turkey. Now, India to hold G20 meeting in Ladakh, something very important decision taken by the government of India to show and forecast the potential of India in the Ladakh region and even to show the less dominance of China in the region. No, China has already वहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा स्टैंड अप हुई है लाइन ऑफ एक्चुअल कंट्रोल में जो ईस्टर्न लद्दाख की रीजन है वहाँ पे. इसी वजह से इस बार की G20 मीटिंग एक ग्लोबल प्लेटफॉर्म सेट करेगी इंडिया के लिए दैट हाउ पोटेंशियली वी कैन कंट्रोल द रीजन. So after China and Pakistan, they have voiced their positions to India's decision on hold a preparatory meeting in Jammu and Kashmir. India had decided to hold G20 meeting in Ladakh next year. So G20 की presidency की बात करें, India would be holding the presidency from 1st of December 2022 till 13th of November 2023, right? So basically अभी recent में जो G20 की meeting हो रही है बाली, उसमें मीटिंग में ये बात कही गई और इंडिया के एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्टर ने कंफर्म किया. G20 as a world major developed economies, which contribute almost 85% of the global GDP, 75% of the international trade, and two-thirds of the world population, again, which make it one of the biggest multilateral forum in the world. So these are the member countries. You can see these are the G7, this is G8, and G6 total together comprises the G20 member countries. Now preparatory of the G20 event, J&K में इसकी खास करके preparation की जा रही है. Already a committee has been headed by the Principal Secretary of Jammu and Kashmir is there. They are making the preparation, and India proposed to hold the preparation meeting of international grouping by 2023, with a sharp reaction from Pakistan. And this will be the first major international meet to be held in the former state, जहाँ पे 2019 में एब्रोगेट की गई आर्टिकल 370 को. उसके बाद ये कोई एक बड़ी इवेंट फर्स्ट टाइम होने जा रही है यूनियन टेरिटरीज ऑफ लद्दाख एंड जम्मू में, राइट, लद्दाख एंड जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. India Malaysia discuss defense ties. So recently India and Malaysia has agreed to further boost India's defense strategic ties during the talk between the defense minister of the both countries, and two ministers held meeting via video conference and also discussed a wide range of issues including the bilateral, regional and defense industrial cooperations. So the minister has expect further to boost an already strong India-Malaysia defense cooperations. MIDCOM फ्रेमवर्क के अंदर जो इंडिया मलेशिया की जो फ्रेमवर्क है उसके अंदर एग्जिस्टिंग जो खास करके जिस तरह से सिक्योरिटी एनहांसमेंट करनी है, दैट कॉल फॉर द अंडर द फ्रेमवर्क दैट इज मलेशिया इंडिया डिफेंस कोऑपरेशन फ्रेमवर्क, एंड दिस फ्रेमवर्क इज शेड्यूल्ड टू बी हेल्ड इन July 2022, and it will discuss the use this platform for the deeper engagement with India and Malaysia. So this framework is a guiding factor to build a healthy relationship between India and Malaysia in terms of defense engagement and many other engagement. Other issues that were highlighted, India highlighted the area of issues which include the Indians defense industries. Malaysia के जो senior defense minister उन्होंने express concern raise किया that women personnel should be the part of peacekeeping force, and both sides agrees to engage on the other side of the issues. Now, it has also agreed to upgrade the capabilities of humanitarian assistance and disaster relief cooperations. Digitalization of agriculture credit society, something again very important that will give a boost to the farmers. Recently, the Union Cabinet on Economic Affairs has approved the proposal to digitalize 63,000 primary agriculture credit societies, and these are the smallest unit of the cooperative societies जहाँ पे computerizations के through जो farmers हैं उनको help मिलेगी, और जो भी इस society से associated लोग हैं stakeholders हैं उनको भी मदद मिलेगी. Computerization will link the credit societies to a common accounting system, and this society will be digitalized with a value of around 2516 crore rupees, और इसमें almost जो farmer benefits होंगे, जो total beneficiaries होंगे वो 13 crore farmers होंगे. The primary agriculture societies will be digitalized at a cost of 2516, which will benefit 13 crore small and marginal farmers. Now each PSES will have around 4 lakh to upgrade the capacity and even all accounting record to be digitalized and linked with the cloud-based software, which will again help the farmer to get connected with their overall produce. And according to the minister, software will be made available in local language for the convenience of the people. Now the other news, that is VLSR SAM missile system successfully test fired. So recently the Defense Research and Development Organization, that DRDO, has announced India's successful test fire the vertical launch short range surface to air missile from the Navy airstrips off coast in Chandipur in Odisha. This type of news is very important for those of you who are preparing for CAPF examination. उस तरह के examination में इस तरह के question काफी important होते हैं. Now about this is a ship-borne weapon system. It's meant for neutralizing various aerial threat, including the sea skimming targets. And this weapon system is designed to strike the high-speed airborne target for 40 to 50 kilometers and altitude of around 15 kilometers. So this are some of the specific features that you have to take a note of. Now design of VLSRM, according to the DRDO officer, VLSRM is designed on the Astra missile, that is beyond the visual range surface to air missile. This is again important. This is surface to air missile. Now this VRSM is canarized, which means that is stored and operated from the design compartments. And the key features of VRSM is a cuneiform wings, that is truss and vectoring. तो किस तरह के wings होते हैं? ये cuneiform के wings होते हैं. The cuneiform wings form the 4 wings that is arranged in the cross so that the sideline is projected in the aerodynamics portion. So this is a four-end object wings that is helping the overall performance of the other missile system. The thrust vectoring and ability to change the directions of the thrust from engine control to the angular velocity with an altitude of the missile. So this was all about for the FCA for this month. That is FCA1. We have a lot more other initiatives for you like daily news and editorial analysis, IAS Guested Magazine, Fortnight Current Affairs, PIB, MPR, which was just released, Just of Yojana and Kurukshetra will be released soon. So these all initiatives will help you to sail through the journey of civil services. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.